Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters. Today's Dead by Daylight update news is just ridiculous. We know we don't have to wait till chapter 25. It's going to be a midpoint update. It's going to be going live on the PTB next week, and it is huge. Like, they've redone Prestige, they've redone bloodpoints, they've redone a lot of things. We're going to go into the overall of the game, and I'm going to go over the metas and show you what they did to the metas, and then I'm going to touch on a couple of the non-meta perks they're boosting. So that way you can do it. But I'm also going to include a link right in the description. You can go right to the forum pages yourself and read everything word for word. But we're going to focus on the beginning of stuff so that way you know what's going on. And of course, if you like this horror-related content, please drop a like and a comment on the video. It really does help. And of course, smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell for all Evil Dead, Dead by Daylight, Ghostbusters, whatever your ASM of choice horror-related content is. Go ahead and check it out. And of course, click on that link in the description below for our Discord. We have a thriving horror-related community, whether you're playing Evil Dead or Dead by Daylight. You can just find a group to play with, or you just want to talk about horror movies, horror TV shows, come on over. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to hop over and I'm going to actually look at it. And we're going to go over this together. And like I said, I'm going to break down some of the bigger points and then show you some of the perk adjustments. And then you can kind of do the rest on your own. I don't want to read everyone because that gets kind of boring. So this is the 6th anniversary developer update. We're going to talk about comparison of the progression system. So in the current system, you reach level 40. In order to unlock every perk, it takes about 4.1 hours every day with the new system, and that estimated to an average of 1.01 hours per day, and that's not even factoring blood point bonuses from effects, perks, or offerings. In other words, we have single largest reduction to the grind we've ever made, cutting in by roughly 75%. So it's going to be a lot easier to get a hold of stuff. Unlocking perks has had a huge change, and you're going to see that right here with the teachable rarity is no more. No perks are tied directly to prestige. Prestiging a character for the first time will instantly lock tier 1 versions of unique perks for all other killers or survivors, making them immediately available for use without ever opening the blood web. Prestiging a character for the second and third time will unlock their tier 3 or 2 versions of unique perks. Alternatively, higher tier versions of the perks will appear randomly throughout the blood web until the higher tier have been unlocked. So basically, if you're playing a character and you've prestige 1, that 1 perk level is available instantly. You can find 2 and 3 throughout the blood web. So in prestige 2, the tier 2 is automatically available. You'll find 3 in the blood web. If you prestige 3, then all 3 perks are available ready at purple. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
No more resets. This is the best thing ever. Prestiging has always been a bit of a dilemma. Do you give up everything for bragging rights, or do you keep the minimize the grind? Now the prestige is the main way to unlock perks. We want to make the choice clear. Prestiging a character will no longer remove perks, items, add-ons, or offerings. Perk slots will also remain unlocked after prestiging, with no reason not to prestige. Prestiging a character is no longer optional. After reaching level 50, you'll receive a special blood web with a single node. Purchasing that node will increase your prestige level from 1 to 2, whatever. Expanding prestige. With prestige now being the way to progress, it's no longer be impressive to have characters maxed out at prestige level 3. It made only sense to recognize that committed players, and we've increased it to 100. So there you have it. Reaching prestige level 4, 5, and 6 will now give you the bloody cosmetics. If you had them before, you'll keep them. If not, you'll get them at level 4, 5, and 6. That's all they're saying. And for prestige completionists, 7, 8, 9 will grant a unique charm for each one of the said perks of that character. Once the trial is over, your prestige level will be shown at the previously occupied by grades. Those who spend millions of blood points stockpiling on add-ons for your favorite characters will now have a way of showcasing your hard work. All right, Shrine of Secrets. So Shrine of Secrets would offer teachable perks that need to be found in the blood web. The shrine will now allow you those to purchase perks directly. Purchasing a perk through the shrine will make tier 1 of that version immediately available on all killers or survivors, much like prestige. Subsequent tiers of the perk can also be bought, increasing the tier. So for example, the other day I bought Boil Over because I didn't have it, and I don't have Kate. So if I would have bought 1, it became level 1 available on all of them. You can find it on the blood web for 2 and 3. If I would have bought it again, it would have been level 2 available automatically for everyone. You would find 3 on the blood web, so on and so forth. During the transition to the new system, spending hundreds, if not thousands of hours playing Dead by Daylight over the years, we want to make sure that everyone is rewarded fairly. With the system release, we'll be automatically rewarding existing players the appropriate number of prestige levels based on the many perks they've unlocked. If you've unlocked all your characters at level 50 and focus on unlocking perks, your work won't be for nothing. It's also important that you don't lose anything with the system updated. You will keep any perks, blade prestige, cosmetics you've already unlocked. Those who prestige 3 before the update will receive a special prestige icon to recognize their achievement. And we'll see that on the live stream next week. Okay, matchmaking incentives. This is pretty easy. All it basically goes over and says sometimes there's too many killers, sometimes there's too few survivors, or vice versa. And they'll offer incentives for you to switch to role. So you might be searching as a killer and there's too many killers. So they'll say, hey, we'll offer you blood bonus to play as survivor tonight. Generator speeds are now slower. And kicking will automatically remove 2.5%. So they've increased the percent from 80 to 90 seconds. Other killer improvements, breaking the walls and pallets are now 10% faster. Generators will be kicked at 10% faster. Successful basic attacks will now be reduced. So instead of standing there with your thumb up your ass for 3 seconds, now you have your thumb up your ass for 2.7. Bloodlust will actually kick in, so that will be nice. We've also had a problem with camping and tunneling, which has led to Dead Hard, Borrowed Time, and Decisive Strike being the most used perks. No shit. So now we're giving like 5-second endurance to everyone after being unhooked. That gives them Survivor time to run away. Additionally, survivors unhooked will receive 7% haste for the effect of the 5 seconds. Now, if you do any of these things, and this is the same for like Borrowed Time now or any other effects, it waxes it by you doing one of these things: repairing a gen, healing yourself, cleansing or blessing, sabotaging a hook, unhooking others, or opening the exit gate. So if you jump off the hook and do one of these things, you lose your freebie bonus from fake Borrowed Time. All right, and here come the meta perk changes, and we're going to go into which perks they consider the 10 meta and which ones they consider the normal. Now, meta perks for survivors are Dead Hard, which is this gigantor pink line right here. Everyone's running Dead Hard. And then you got Borrowed Time, Self-Care, Spine Chill, Iron Will, Decisive Strike, Windows of Opportunity, Boon of Healing, Kindred, Adrenaline, Unbreakable, and Sprint Burst. Some of these are going to get adjusted, others will not. And then when you look at the killer side, these right here are Barbecue and Chili, Ruin, and Noed. These are the big ones. And then you have Pop Goes the Weasel, Corrupt Intervention, Scourge Hook, Pain, Locked, Jolt. And Jolt is going to get beastly soon. Sloppy Butcher, Tinkerer, Nurse's Calling, and Iron Grasp. Now, like I said, I'm going to kind of focus on these 10 meta perks that they kind of tweaked. I'm going to read you all the differences on those. And I'm going to show you a couple of the normal perks or non-meta perks that they did boost, and which ones I think might have an opportunity to really shoot up the list, and which ones I think are just whatever. And I'm going to let you have the copy of this link so that way you can then go and just kind of read the whole thing yourself. So, Barbecue and Chili. Barbecue and Chili is exactly the same, except you don't get bonus blood points anymore. Yes. Will survive forever. Barbecue and Chili are no longer blood point factories. We do not want blood points to drive the factor behind perk choice, so we will be removing blood point bonus. We understand the change may seem shocking. Please keep in mind that the update reduces the grind about 75%. So, you're still going to get the information, but you ain't going to get the bonus. Ruin! Oh, I love Ruin. And Ruin just took a hit. To bring Hex Ruin in line with other perks, we're reducing regression speed from 50, 75, and 100% to 100, 150, and 200. So they've cut Ruin in half. This will reduce the power without destroying its primary appeal. So you can still run Ruin, but it's half as strong. Pop Goes the Weasel. Pop Goes the Weasel gives the killer a controlled way to remove significant progress from a generator of their choice. Given the kicking generators now lose 2.5% of the progress by default, we decided to tone down some of these numbers to compensate. The perk will now remove 20% of the generator's current, not total progress. This change will make Pop Goes the Weasel very effective against generators that are nearly done, but weaker against those that are smaller in progress. Corrupt Intervention. The perk makes the beginning of the match manageable for survivors to expand deeper into the map before repairing a generator. We're looking to change that aspect. Moving forward, the perk will deactivate once the survivor enters a dying state. We believe this change will keep corrupt interventions effective, helping the killer build early game pressure while providing a limit to its power. So, intervention just got destroyed. Tinkerer is a popular choice among information provides. Being able to prevent a generator from being powered is a game changer, particularly on killers' high mobility. It can, however, become a little oppressive paired with certain progression thirst. Therefore, Tinker can now only operate once per generator. Noed now can be found within 4 meters. It's going to give off its own aura. No biggie. Noed will still be good. Pain Resonance. Most recent addition to the meta, Pain Resonance allows killer to remove a sizable chunk from most progressed generators simply by hooking survivor. A loud noise goes kaboom. Blah, 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 blah. We all know how it works. With that in mind, we're removing the loud noise notification. Instead of exploding, affecting generator will now spark upon losing progress, and survivors will no longer scream. So it's not this jack of all trades that Resonance was. Rejoice, killers. Dead Hard has been slapped. There are 2 main ways Dead Hard is used: to dodge a hit, which is what I do, for distance, to get to a nearby pallet or window. In the latter case, there's not much a killer can do. That is true. Therefore, Dead Hard will now provide endurance effect for 1 second when activated. If you time it right, you'll prevent the hit and gain movement speed. This will remove Dead Hardening for distance, make it solely used to dodge hits, which is killers can anticipate, even bait accordingly. Decisive Strike. Basically, Decisive Strike's the same, except once the gates open, it goes dormant. Borrowed Time. Borrowed Time will now extend the duration of endurance effect on hooks by survivors by 6, 8, and 10 seconds, increasing the movement speed and duration by 10 seconds for every survivor you unhook. These effects will be canceled, though, if you do the stuff like we said earlier, like fixing a gen or healing, whatever. Iron Will. The perks allow to skill playing, blah, 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 blah. You just reduce the pain reduction. Additionally, Iron Will no longer activate when exhausted, though it will not cause exhaustion itself. Self-care is lowered the speed and no longer prevents the reduction of a med kit. Spine Chill. The only thing they really changed is you need to actually be looking at them now. So when we used to all cheat on Spine Chill and get that little blip when just the killer slightly passed, it's no longer there. Now, they did boost some non-meta perks. There's some that are going to be really good, and there's some that are, they're going to be fine. You're going to see a lot of people switch to Jolt now, because Jolt has no cooldown any longer, so that's really good. You're going to see Monstrous Shrine got a huge boost. Let me read this one to you. Long have we waited. Monstrous Shrine has received a complete rework. The perk will now convert all basement hooks to Scourge hooks. Additionally, Scourge hooks will now grant 10, 15, or 20% faster entity progression, but only if the killer is not within 24 meters. So you got to hook and go. You can't sit there and camp, but if you do, it's going to do some serious bleed on that health bar. Saboteur is pretty cool. I think Saboteur might see a little bit of a boost. After months of studying, Saboteurs can now identify Scourge hooks. The auras are shown in yellow when a survivor is being carried. I think there's a really cool addition to Botany. Botany is now, increased up to 30, 40, and 50% from 11, 22, and 33%. So that healing speed is grossly increased. Now, I think people that run Botany are still going to run Botany, and I don't know if it's going to be a huge increase, but I think it was a really cool way they did it. Also, Pharmacy no longer has to, hide medkits, so that's cool. You can read that one, but it's basically for all the megs that kept stealing them. Soul Survivor is really well done. In addition to hiding your auras, Soul Survivor will now increase your generator repair speed by 75% and your exit gate and hatch action speed by 50%. These effects are only active when you are the last survivor standing. Now, this is how Soul Survivor is supposed to be, but now it's actually kind of good. And I was actually having an argument whether Soul Survivor was worth using last night. And, of course, we're going to talk about one more perk, and that, of course, is We're Going to Live Forever. Much like barbecue and chili, The perk was a blood point factory and now has gotten that removed. Additionally, actions that previously granted a token will now activate the perk's secondary effect. While active, healing survivor from dying state grants the endurance effect for 6, 8, or 10 seconds. The secondary effect of we're going to live forever then deactivates. Basically, what they're doing is we know we're going to take this from you, but we're going to boost the second half of it. And there you have it. Like, we have a huge overhaul to a lot of the perks. 39 of the perks are getting adjusted. It's coming in the next patch. So not 25 with Resident Evil. It's coming in the in-between. And, of course, they're going to be throwing a lot of blood points at us to try to prestige 3 before that even hits. We're getting a blood hunt starting on the 24th. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming. I have to say, I have thought about this a lot. I wanted to hold off and make this video so I can really digest the information. And I have to say, this is by far the best thing I've seen Dead by Daylight do in a really long time. And I know a lot of their community is either kind of like I was, where you're just burned out because of the same shit, different day, and you're running the exact same perks on every one of your characters. Or you've gotten to the point where you just play it out of complacency. And I think this might actually breathe a nice fresh air into the DBD community and make not every game feel exactly the same. Tell me what you think about it. I'm also going to drop a community post. Tell me what you think about it there if you prefer. Of course, thanks for watching, and later, mates.